This is a great honor and a pleasure to introduce viewers of the Extreme Entrepreneurship YouTube channel to, would you like to introduce yourself?
Ransome Bawack. That's my name.
Ransome Bawack of Cameroon, who now teaches at what university?
Audencia Business School in France.
And you just ran what major event?
The Central African chapter of the Association for Information Systems.
At this, the Catholic University
of Central Africa.
Now, we are going to do a joint interview.
Yeah.
Please introduce yourself one more time.
Yeah, Lobe, founder, CEO of Waspito.
Okay, let's go. Put your questions up.
Okay.
So, really nice to meet you. The question I would have for you is really, how did you get this kind of inspiration in this environment? Because I was born and raised here, and I know that our grandmothers especially always call the hospital Waspito.
Excellent.
So how did you get this kind of inspiration to really adapt this concept that seems quite foreign to us from a digital perspective to make it so accessible to the local population?
Yeah, great question. I get that. I think you asked the question already as well. I think basically for me, it was a tragedy that I turned to what I'll call a dream today that we're executing. So I lost my dad some years back. This is my best friend who wanted me to be a medical doctor, but I didn't want to be a medical doctor. I wanted to do other things. Unfortunately, he had a heart attack in Kumba, a town in Cameroon, Kumba. The nearest cardiologist was in Boya, so they had to travel with him to Boya. On the way, he died. So I felt bad. I said, hey, this man, maybe if I was a doctor, I could have called to say, do this, do that while you're going to see the cardiologist or something. And then digging down into that problem, I realized that 500 million Africans have to travel before they see a medical doctor. So we had to find a way, and I'm a strong believer of African solutions to African problems. So I resigned my job, self-taught myself on coding, studied PHP so that I could be able to do a prototype for Waspito, and then realized that you have telemedicine platforms as well across the world. But we had to do something that is fit for purpose in terms of African oriented, not just a copy and paste. But so for example, today on Waspito, we are able to do instant video consultations because, as you would know, since you were born here, we are not used to going to book appointment to see a doctor. We are going to the hospital, we'll wait there for hours. We are seeing the doctor today. So I said, you can do an app like how it is in the US or in France with Dr. Lobe. You can't tell people that book an appointment and say, no, I want to see a doctor now. So we did instant video consultations, and then to make the platform active, because how many times do you fall sick in a year? 2-3 times. You don't want an app where people download now and delete it after 2 or 3 months. So we said we'll do the health social network part. So today we've built what we call something like a Facebook for healthcare. So where doctors can now be able to interact with patients for free. Medical advices, create groups, give articles, share ideas, educate people on healthcare, preventative healthcare. And then when it actually needs a consultation, they click on the doctor's profile, consult instantly. And then we've added to that the mobile app. So you don't need to go to the lab to give your samples. Lab comes to you, collect samples, send your results through the app. Same thing with the pharmacy, medication comes to your home. So that's how we did it. It's from a tragedy to this dream that we're executing right now.
No, this is fantastic. Thank you so much. Thank you very much, Prof. Adam, for inviting him to this wonderful event, because it really matches the theme of this event, which is about combining indigenous knowledge with digital technologies for a sustainable future. So thank you very much, and I really hope that we get the opportunity to talk more about this, probably still on Extreme Entrepreneurship channel, because he has crazy stories all the time. Thanks very much.
And thank you guys, both of you. Your conference was the excuse to visit, and then Zachariah George of Launch Africa, when I said, hey, I'm going to this conference,
Said you should meet me.
He said immediately, you got to interview Jean. Get Jean.
Yes.
And Jean, you have not disappointed.
Thank you.
And Ransome, you have not disappointed. And we are going to sign off with that dramatic view behind us at the golden hour.
Best country in the world, don't forget.
Best country in the world. And we're in the highlands of Yaoundé.
Absolutely.
Now, if you're from Douala, am I saying it right?
Douala.
You might not agree and think that Yaoundé is the best place.
Yeah.
You might
Douala
think
is the best. Yaoundé is a close second in Cameroon.
So
the comment section will decide.
Let's hear all the arguments there in the comments after you hit subscribe and like and share.
Absolutely.
Let's hear it in the comments. Which is the best city and why? Merci. Thank you.
Très bientôt. Bye bye.